spots like that, and we have that risk of severe weather. So as we track the storms at the moment that are moving through central parts of Illinois, one in particular, this leading edge, does have the risk of severe weather with it. Winds of 60 miles per hour or greater. That's the main threat. You can see a lot of lightning coming through with these storms from Peoria down to Springfield. Again, this leading edge is where we could see some of the stronger winds. There was a severe thunderstorm warning for it. That's expired, but still tracking, again, that potential for some stronger winds, maybe not at 60, but perhaps over 40 miles per hour. Greg Postel was talking about, he went out yesterday measuring some storms and the winds that they had in the south, and all the storms kind of have that same MO that at least you're probably going to get 30 or 40 mile per hour winds with the stronger ones. A severe thunderstorm watch is out there for that potential of severe weather. If the weather is occurring or imminent, then you'll get a warning. So this, of course, includes Springfield. We're just talking about you, but also towards Champaign and then over towards Terre Haute, Indiana. We've got that risk of thunderstorms. This is just the first round of storms for today. Get ready. Later on, we will see a new round of thunderstorms going back to South Dakota, into Nebraska, Sioux Falls to Omaha, moving into Iowa. That risk of storms, and those will continue to roll over our ridge, the ridge riders heading to the south and east as we get later into the night. So the pattern has not changed. We still have the big ridge of high pressure. We got the jet stream energy to the north and that old stationary boundary out there that continues to be a focus. Scattered showers with thunderstorms that could bring very strong winds. That's the biggest threat, and we have that here with winds in excess of 75 miles or greater, especially right there where everything's coming together into southwestern Minnesota, western Iowa. Also, that zone just to the west of there could see some larger hail. We do have a system kind of dropping down from Canada, and that will help give us the risk of some taller thunderstorms that may bring that hail risk. So we'll look at what's happening right now. It's kind of a little slow with what's going on at the moment, but so, you know, I think these will be farther east at this point. But then let's keep an eye on what goes on here from South Dakota and Nebraska. These thunderstorms, which start through the afternoon, continue into the evening, and then actually will continue into the overnight as well, perhaps bringing that strong damaging wind threat through Cedar Rapids. This is midnight tonight, and we'll track this continuing to move east and a little bit southeast as we get through the overnight hours. No storms are sleeping these days, Alex. They're up all night down through Tennessee and Georgia and South Carolina. But we also saw some spots with some heavier rain in the northeast, and this next push is going to bring more rain back into that area. Mainly the storm track is about what we've seen, maybe lifting a little north. So we've got that 1 to 2 inch rainfall from Minnesota through Chicago and to Ohio. But you'll see some spots up here in the northeast that do get into 1 inch or 2 inches plus, and locally heavy amounts are possible. Because by the end of the week, we're going to see a bit of a change in the pattern where we get a dip in the jet stream over the eastern half of the country. And so instead of just all these ridge rider thunderstorms, there's going to be an area of front and an area of low pressure, and we'll start to see, I think, more widespread showers and storms. They could bring some isolated flash flooding. There's just so much moisture potential in the atmosphere that honestly any of these could bring some bigger rainfall rates. And we'll watch that threat here in the coming days through parts of the Midwest, tracking east as we get into the next few days. So these are the totals. This is what we're still cleaning up from in Vermont. St. Johnsbury, 8.41 inches. East Burke, more than 5 inches. Morgan, Vermont, more than 5 inches as well. It was a localized area up here, but it really made some big impacts. And sometimes you get the impacts not just where it's raining, but downstream where that water is moving through the topography. Flood watches are up for today because of the additional rain coming in. We see that in northern Vermont and New Hampshire a little bit too. Possible flash flooding tomorrow through Friday, watching Indiana into Ohio. And then we get you through again, watching that forecast today, rain coming into the northeast. There's our next round that comes in Thursday. And we'll see that by Friday and into the weekend shift into the rest of the north and east. Alex. So you've got tickets to the biggest concert.
Concert? Absolutely not. No, I'll just listen to your song on my I was gonna say CD player, but
tape recorder, Alex. Keep this coming.
Yeah, it's tough. Anything 80 dew points. I mean, that's well beyond my threshold. I'm more in the 60s, to be honest. But yeah, it can be tough out there. So we understand. Saying no to the outdoor events when it gets too sticky out there. Well, don't forget to send those comments to us by way of social media. If you have pictures, share them with us. Use the hashtag GuestTV. Well, dry air.
Welcome back into America's Morning Headquarters. It's been a stormy morning for millions across the northern tier as storms rush across the region.
Yeah, thunderstorms. We're going to be seeing that getting sparked here across the plains and the Midwest for the day. And then again for tomorrow, we've got some areas to watch as well, trying to make its way towards the East Coast.
Plus, the southeast could be on alert for tropical weather. We are keeping a close eye on a tropical wave in the Atlantic that could possibly become a tropical depression by this weekend. This area to watch has a 60% chance of developing, but not where it is right now. But we're getting close to the zone where we have potential development.
Yeah, that's right. So let's get to Dr. Postel to focus in on where this thing may be headed and the prospects of it developing here as we head through the next few days.